always thought moving into a high-rise would finally give me a sense of security, 14 floors above the chaos, away from prying eyes. But the first time I slid my new keys into the lock, I was too tired to notice that the brass plate read 13, not 14. The door opened anyway, and the apartment inside was a perfect mirror of mine. Except the walls were lined with framed photos of me, smiling with people I couldn't name, people who all shared my eyes, but whose faces twisted with strange familiarity. I laughed it off, assuming it was some sort of design quirk or a leftover from the last tenant. But every time I came home, even when I was careful to count the floors, my keys would sometimes fit the door on 13 and sometimes on 14. The photos changed, too. One day, there was a birthday party, my arms around a woman who looked just like me but older, her smile stretched wide and unnatural. Another time, I saw myself holding a baby with eyes exactly like mine, but in the reflection of the glass, my own face seemed to flicker and blur. I tried to ask the building manager, but he just blinked at me, insisting there was no 13th floor. Superstition, you know? He laughed nervously. But the elevator always stopped at 13 when I pressed 14, and my phone's GPS would glitch out, showing my location floating somewhere between floors. At night, I'd hear footsteps pacing above and below, always stopping when I listened too closely. Once, I caught my own reflection in the hallway mirror, but the figure behind me was one of the strangers from the photographs, her eyes shining with a knowing light. Last night, desperate for answers, I went back to the 13th floor and stepped inside. The apartment was darker than before, the walls pulsing with shifting images. My family, if I could call them that, stood waiting, their faces merging and splitting, their voices echoing a language I should have known. As I tried to leave, the door melted away, replaced by an endless corridor of rooms, each filled with new versions of me and my so-called family. I finally understood, I hadn't moved. I'd been invited home. And every time I turn a key, more of myself disappears into their waiting arms.